Shri Sai Ram. What an exciting day. Welcome to Sai Prema Nilayam. And how amazing it is to observe two amazing events all at one time. For those of you who are new to Sai Prema Nilayam, we actually observed Krishna Janmashtami this past Wednesday on the day of, and our hearts were lifted by the fabulous Sai Prema Nilayam singers who did beautiful Krishna bhajans, and you heard some, of course, today after your SSE classes. There's always a lot going on here. We actually follow the calendar that you can see on the International Sri Satya Sai website. There's so much that we observe, and it's always very interesting and uplifting. So, of course, most importantly, this is the inauguration of Sri Satya Sai Spiritual Education. That's what's happening today. That's really also very important. It's amazing to me how the teachings of Krishna and our Sai Krishna tie in to this inauguration, and we'll see that in just a little bit. We wanted to just pause for a moment before we go any further. We thought it would be most fitting that we would hear from our beloved Swami. We're going to play a video. It's a short clip. It's about 9 minutes long. It's entitled, very fittingly, "My Devotees Will Never Suffer." Jai Sara.
చక్కెర కంటే తీపి గది సారము కంటెను నృత్యము పెంపెక్కిన తేనె కన్నా అతి నృత్యము నోటను పల్క పల్కగా అమృతమే అనిపించు నిత్యమీ చక్కరిదాని మీరు స్మరియము కృష్ణనామం స్మరియము కృష్ణనామం స్మరియము కృష్ణనామం.
Sweeter than the sugar, tastier than the butter, tastier than the nectar. It is the very nectar. Chant the name, the glorious name of Krishna, which is all the sweetness. Embodiments of love.
ప్రాచీన కాలం నుండి కృష్ణతత్వం అనేటువంటిది ఆబాల బుద్ధుల వరకు అతి మధురమైనటువంటి పేరు.
Since ancient times, young and old like relished the name, matches name of Krishna, which is nectarine.
కృష్ణుడు పుట్టినప్పటి నుంచి ఆటపాటల చేతను, ఆనందం చేతను, ఆహ్లాదం చేతను అందరినీ తమ్మేప్పుడు భావిస్తూ వచ్చింది.
Krishna, right from his birth, by his play, the bliss in the state of ecstasy, made everyone lost one's own self in his greatness and grandeur.
గోపాలతో చేరి బలరామకృష్ణుడు ఇరువురు యమునా తీరమునందు గోవులు తీసుకుని ఆటలాడుకుంటూ వచ్చారు.
Along with cowherd boys, Balaram Krishna were gazing cows along the shores of the river Yamuna.
గోపాలుడు కృష్ణుడి యొక్క ఆటపాటల్లో ఆనందంలో మునిగి గోవుడి యొక్క తత్వమని మర్చిపోయారు.
The cowherds there, spending the time in the company of Krishna, have forgotten themselves, not even aware of the existence of cows around.
కొంతసేపటికి చలిని భుజించి కొంత విశ్రాంతి తీసుకుంటూ వచ్చారు.
They were resting after partaking their food for some time.
ఈ లోపల తీవ్రమైనటువంటి వేడి నలుదిశలకు వ్యాపిస్తూ వచ్చింది.
In the meantime, the hot air started blowing from all corners.
ఎక్కడ చూసినప్పుడు మంటలు,
The flames ablaze all around.
చూచునికే సాధ్యము కానటువంటి యొక్క జ్వాలలు.
The flames can't be even watched.
గోపాలు చూచారు.
Cowherds noticed this.
కృష్ణ, ఈ మంటలను నీవు తప్ప అన్యులు చల్లార్చలేదు.
Cowherds said, Krishna, you only can extinguish the flame, the fire. None can ever do it.
ఈ తీవ్రమైన వేడి వల్ల పశువులు కూడా భరించుకోలేక నలుదిశలు కూడా పరిగెత్తుతూ వచ్చాయి.
Cows started running hither and there, being not able to bear the severe heat.
ఎవరూ తన యొక్క కొవ్వును పట్టడం వీలు కాలేకపోయింది.
It was not possible for anyone to catch hold of the cows.
ఈ వేడి క్షణం క్షణంలో కూడా అధికమవుతూ వచ్చింది.
The heat went on rising more and more.
గోపాలకు వేరొక మార్గం కనిపించలేదు.
Cowherds didn't find any other alternative.
అందరూ పరిగెత్తి వచ్చి కృష్ణ కృష్ణ కృష్ణ, నీవే వీటిని కాపాడాలి, రక్షించాలి, మమ్మల్ని క్షమించు అని కోరారు.
All cowherds approached Krishna and they sought his pardon and said that he was the only refuge at that moment.
కృష్ణుడి పక్కన నవ్వి, గొప్ప ఇంతకాలం నాతో తిరిగి ఆడి పాడి ఆనందాన్ని అనుభవిస్తూ కూడా ఇంత మాత్రం మీకు ఒక విధమైన అనుభవం లేకపోయి ఉంటారు.
Krishna smilingly said to those cowherd boys, you have been moving with me, smiling, playing, singing, but could you not experience this much of fraction?
కంసులు పంపేటువంటి దూతల వల్ల అనేక పర్యాయములు వారిని హతమార్చి మీకు ఆనందం అందిస్తూ వచ్చారు.
I gave you all the delight by killing the messengers of Kamsa.
ఇప్పుడు ఈ గోవుల యొక్క అవస్థను చూచి మీరు భరించలేకపోతున్నారు.
I am not able to bear the present plight of the cows now.
ఎక్కడ వెళ్ళినవో ఈ గోవులు, ఏ విధంగా ఉన్నవో ఏమి గోవులు గుర్తించుకోలేకపోతున్నారు.
You were not able to notice where they have gone, where they have run about all around in the vicinity.
అందరినీ దగ్గర పెంచి
He called them
గొప్ప
close.
వాళ్ళ విచారించకండి.
He said, oh boys, do not worry.
కోరిన బలమించి కల్పవృక్షం గుండా గట్టి పిలుపులకై ప్రీతి అయిన
When there is a wish fulfilling tree there in the backyard, why are you after other weeds?
అడిగిన పాలించి కప్పదేవి ఉంటా ధనమించి ఆవులు కలగలేదా?
When there is a wish fulfilling cow there, why do you buy another cow?
మిండిని కాంతితో మేలు పర్వతముండా వెండి బంగారుపై వెతకలేదా?
When there is Meru mountain full of gold, why do you want to buy silver and gold?
సర్వశక్తిమైనటువంటి కృష్ణుడు మీ వెంటనే జంటనే ఇంటనే కట్టనే ఉండగా ఈ చిన్న ఆపత్తులకై మీరు ఎందుకు నడుస్తున్నారు?
When Krishna is always with you, he knew about you, below you, around you, why are you worrying about all these problems?
ఒక్క చూసుకొని స్మరించండి.
You close your eyes and think of it once.
కృష్ణుడు మాటను తుచ్చ నడుచుకునేటువంటి వారు గొప్పవారు.
Those boys followed the command of Krishna, he told them.
తక్షణమే అందరూ కళ్ళు మూసుకున్నారు.
They closed their eyes immediately.
కృష్ణ 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 అని స్మరిస్తూ వచ్చారు.
They were chanting the name of Krishna repeatedly.
ఒక క్షణమైన తర్వాత
In a moment of time,
గొప్పవారా మీ నేత్రులు తెరచండి.
he wanted the cowherd boys to keep their eyes open.
చూడండి మీ గోవులు ఎక్కడ ఉన్నారో.
Find out where your cows are.
ఈ గొప్పలు గొప్పలు ఆనందంతో మునిగి దీన్ని భరించుకోలేక అతి త్వరగా తమ గమనకు వెళ్ళి తమ తల్లిదండ్రులకు ఈ విచిత్రమైనటువంటి చిత్రంలో నిరూపించాలని వెళ్ళారు.
The cowherd boys were extremely happy, very much excited to find their own cows over there by the grace of Krishna. They immediately ran to their residences and started narrating what all that happened to their parents.
ఇత్యాది విచిత్రమైన చిత్తులు ఎక్కడ చూసినప్పుడు కనిపిస్తూనే వచ్చాయి.
Such mysteries are noticed everywhere.
కేవలం భారతదేశంలో మాత్రమే కాదు,
Not merely in Bharat alone.
నాస్తిక దేశమైనటువంటి రష్యా కూడా
In the atheistic country, Russia,
అక్కడ కూడా ఇట్టి విచిత్రమైన శక్తులు ప్రదర్శిస్తూ వచ్చాయి.
many miracles and mysteries were noticed.
Sai Ram, what a beautiful video. All the hard work of your countless lifetimes brought us all here in the divine presence of Sri Satya Sai. And he talks about chanting the very sweet name of Sai Krishna. When we do so, we know that we will not suffer, we will be protected. As always, in all our programs, we share with you Baba's quote for us, his message for us for today, and it ties in so very well with what we are doing right now. Sai Baba says, what is the purpose of human life? Is it only to eat, sleep, or indulge in pleasures like birds and beasts? No. Mankind is born to set an ideal to the rest of the world. One should work for one's own emancipation. This is what the Gita says. Humans should redeem their lives and also help their fellow human beings to work for their redemption. Jai Sai Ram. I'd like to just share with you briefly that Sri Satya Sai says that God incarnated as Krishna to charm humanity with his pranks and his play, his song and his sweetness, and to show man the path of love and how to live in love. Krishna was born on Ashtami, the 8th day, during the dark fortnight of the month. The effulgence, the bright light of the Lord is seen with greater effect when it's dark. In a world of disorder, Krishna was born to establish order. Ashtami is associated with troubles and difficulties. And when do troubles arise? When righteousness is forgotten. Krishna's advent signifies the dispelling of darkness, the removal of troubles, the banishing of ignorance, and the teaching of mankind the supreme wisdom. So it is so very fitting for us today, the timing chosen by Sri Satya Sai himself, that we would inaugurate spiritual education from Sri Satya Sai. So very important. So now it's time for me to introduce to you someone that you know so very well. He has had a singular focus on sharing the teachings of Sri Satya Sai with the world at large. He is the chairman of the Sri Satya Sai International Organization. Let us please give a very warm welcome to Dr. Narendranath Reddy.
Madhuramu mi sacharitamu, madhuramu mi punyanama maraya. Your stories are sweet, your smile is sweet, your face is sweet, everything about you is sweetness itself. There is a beautiful thing called Madhurashtakam. I don't know people know that Adaram Maduram, Vadanam Maduram, Chalitam Maduram. So like that, everything about Lord Krishna and Lord Sai Krishna is sweetness and gives bliss to that. That's why the Sri Krishna, when he came, there is a force called Ahladini. That means one makes us joyful. Like you see Lord Krishna's picture, Swamis, you feel so happy. By the way, first I would like to congratulate all the singers. This is A+, I would say that. This is I'm looking for this day, when will it happen? Like in India, they used to have Sundaram Bhajan, Prashanti. Like now we should introduce Sai Prema Nilayam Bhajan Singers Group. Seriously, Swami is Gana Lola, is Sangeeta Lola, Sangeeta Priya. It's very touches, and there is no Sai event without say bhajan singing. Did you ever see that? In Prasha, in the presence of Swami, in the absence of physical presence of Swami, always they have bhajans in morning bhajans, evening bhajans. Even when he was a little kid, Pandarik bhajans, first he started that. So Swami loves bhajan, and that's why Lord Madbhakta Yatra Gayante Tatra Tishtami Narada. Wherever my devotees sing my glories, I manifest there. So really wonderful. Please keep up this standard, raise it up more and more, and then Swami won't leave this place. He will sit here because he loves bhajans and music. Actually, here I remember one incident. So, bhajans are more not the classical singing. People who sing Carnatic music, Hindustan music, they're different. So there was a great devotee. I shared this in front of Swami, that's why I want to tell you. So this is the lady called Kamala Sarthi. She was the then Defense Secretary of India's Partha Sarthi's wife. She was a great devotee of Swami. And she used to come to see Swami, and she was a great devotee. So she had a music teacher in Delhi who used to teach her. He used to teach Carnatic music and all that. She wanted him to come to see Swami. He was not interested. They sing these bhajans. He thinks they're not really great. So for my sake, please come. So she came he came with her and to the Prashant Nilayam. And Swami called her because she was a wonderful devotee, and he called him too. So he was not that interested. He was sitting in a corner. Then Swami was talking about, suddenly he started humming a rare Tyagaraja Kriti, which is very rare. There are Tyagarajas many, but some are very unusual. Not many people know about that. Then this man was shocked because he thought Swami doesn't know classical music, Carnatic music, Hindustan music. So he said, Swami, you are seeing this rare kind. How did you learn? Who taught you? And Swami said, who do you think taught Tyagaraja? So he is the source of music. Who taught Tyagaraja? He is the source of all. And I have seen many great singers around Swami, like Parveen Sultana, and then Dilshad Khan. There are many people. They really said he is the one that gives them the ragas. One time, this Santur man, what is his name? Shivakumar Sharma, he said, Swami is Adi Purusha, for him I am giving this Adi Raga. So that means so many musicians also get inspired because he is source of all knowledge. For the doctors, he will tell how to operate and treat. For the Vedic scholars, he will tell what about the Vedas. That is the beautiful thing. Another thing they were mentioning about Ashtami. The Lord Krishna was born on Ashtami day. Most of the people don't do things on Ashtami. It's not considered very auspicious. And I had that doubt. In Kodaikanal, I asked Swami, if Lord Krishna is born on Ashtami, how can it be not a good day? Because Lord Krishna is good. Like Navami for Lord Rama, Navami is considered good. But how is it's not considered good? But Swami said, you see the story, what happened? Where was Lord Krishna born? He was born in a prison. And what happened from childhood onwards, since a baby, so many demons goes on attacking him, and how much troubles he has to go through all his life. And even at the end, even when he left the body, he almost like a destitute. He was alone, sitting in place, and somebody come and so from the time he took birth, this is his choice, not that he didn't. Until he left the body, he has to go through the suffering. Because he was established in divinity, nothing bothered him. He was always, that's why he's called Mita Smita Sundara, always has that beautiful smile. That's why Swami said, Rama does work and then smile. But whereas Krishna, even before he smiles and takes care of the people, demons, killers, he is always smiling. He wants us to be like that, to always be cheerful. So because he was born in the prison, because he's God, what happens? Right after he was born, the doors opened, the prison doors opened, even the river opened up for him. Similarly, if we are established in God, then Swami says nothing will affect you. No Ashtami will affect no days. But till you have body consciousness, you need to watch this Ashtami business. Because Swami is Krishna himself. As we say, as you know, Swami said Rama came to establish Satya and Dharma. He gave up for the sake of word, how he himself went into exile following his father's words and stuck to Dharma. And Krishna came to promote Shanti and Prema. Our Swami, Satya Dharma Shanti Prema. So he is both Rama and he is Krishna, spreading the human values. So this is what the Lord Sai is all names and forms. And we are so blessed because Rama said, I am Dasharatha's son, I am this human being. He didn't say I am God. Whereas Lord Krishna openly declared, I am the Supreme Lord, I am the Supreme Brahman. That is why he is called Paripurna Avatar. And Swami also declared, very early, even 1968, you should all read that discourse he gave in Mumbai in the First World Conference on May 17th. Swami says, this is the human form in which all the names and forms of God which human beings attribute are manifest in this. This is Sarva Devata Swarupa, this embodiment of all divinities. But one wonderful devotee said he is not Sarva Devata Swarupa, but Sarva Devata Atita Swarupa. He is beyond all names and forms and attributes. He is the Nirguna Nirakara Brahman, attributeless, formless Brahman, who is the source of all the avatars. There is one Swami, great Swami called Abhedananda, when he is the devotee of follower of Ramana Maharshi. When he came to Swami, he says to call Swami as an avatar is an understatement. He is a supreme Brahman who is the source of all avatars. And Swami has given vision of everything. Swami gave the vision of Lord Rama to Raja Venkatagiri, and he gave the vision of Lord Rama to his own mother, Ishwarama. Many people, and same thing Lord Krishna. That a lot of you know, I want to go in detail. Whom did he give? Dr. Hessler. When he was going in the car, it is worth recalling. So he was going in the car with Swami, and Swami was behind, this man was in the front, and suddenly he looked back and his eyes were glued, so he just enchanted with the beautiful enchanting form. Because he is Anupama Sundara, unparalleled beauty that nobody can understand. So he was, then Swami after a while he said, what happened? So then he said, he saw the blue complexion, beautiful form is Lord Krishna, that is Krishna. And it happened to my father. So this was more than 20, 30 years ago. He was listening to Swami's discourse in Purnachandra Hall, and he looked at Swami, and Swami looked blue. But then he saw his eyes problem. Then he looked at everybody looks normal. Again he looks at Swami, blue. Because he was in 60s, because at that age we get problem, cataract, this, that, he thought he has some issue. But everything else looks normal. Then, that's it. For next day he was sitting in the veranda, and Swami comes to him. That's Swami, the beauty of the Swami, you have to understand. He comes, are you ready? That's my father's name. Are your eyes okay? That means he says, I gave you the vision of Lord Krishna, you didn't understand. He doesn't tell. That's the way God always gives the little clues which we should understand. So we are so blessed and fortunate really to be the contemporaries of the avatar. We have his darshan, sparshan, and sambhashan. As the scriptures say, darshanam, papa vimochanam, all our sins will be vashanam. Sparshanam, karma vimochanam, all our sanchita karmas, agami, everything will be washed away. And sambhashanam, sankadharam. We just heard his words. His words is the panacea for all ills. All our troubles will be gone. So we are so blessed and fortunate. About 7.8 billion people walking on this earth. How lucky we are, chosen to be part of the divine mission, of them to be able to serve in the divine mission. That is really, we should be always be grateful. That is the attitude of gratitude. And at least we should try to see what Swami, I will touch a few major points. So this Krishna name itself, first thing is Karshayati Idi Krishna. That means he attracts, it's like a magnetic attraction. The more you see him, the more you want to see him. All of us experience, right? In Prema Nilayam, and we used to have Swami's darshan. We see him in the morning, again you want to see him in the evening. When he's going in the car, people run after the car. If any beautiful person you see one time, you get after a few times, you are not perfect. But Swami, the more you see, the more you see. That is, Swami says, that is called divine magnetism, divine attraction. That is what these gopikas used to see. Because God is not only Sanatana, He is ancient, but Nitya Nutana. Each time you see, you feel something new. Even Swami's pictures, each picture you see, everything is not identical. Each time you see, each one is different. That is the magnetic and divine beauty we have. That is why it's called Karshayati Iti Krishna. He attracts by his beauty, by his words, and by his pranks, and by leelas. Second is Krishyati Iti Krishna. Krishyati. Krishi means agriculture. In India they say they plow the land and develop the crop. What does Swami does the agriculture of? Till. Hridaya Bhumi. He tills this land of this Hridaya, this heart, with the plow of discrimination and sadhana, and puts the seeds of devotion, love, so that the crop is Brahmananda. You will get supreme bliss. Now we had Bhajanananda. This is good. But when you have bhajan, there is really ananda, but it is good. These are Bhajanananda, but better than Manushyananda. We all have, in Taittiriya Upanishad, Anandavali it is written, and you verify that. First thing is Manushyananda. We all get human pleasure. What is one unit? What is that? A man who is young, like these young people, and they are youthful, physically strong, they are intellectually accomplished, and they are very wealthy, they are very powerful, and they have good character. There is one unit. What else do you need in life? They have physical strength, intellectual strength, all the power in the world, all the wealth in the world, and very handsome, and they have good character. There is nothing more you want. That is called one unit. This Brahmananda we are talking about is 1 to the power of 18, that different grades. You go and see that Devagandha, Manushya Gandharvananda, then Devagandharvananda, Manujananda, Karmajananda, then Indrananda, then Bruhaspati Ananda, Prajapati Ananda, then Brahmananda. This is called quintillion times. I never heard that word. You know about million times? You know billion times? You know trillion times? What? This is quintillion times, because people 1 to the power of 18. So much ananda, that means you cannot express it even. That is why yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasasa, something which you can't express by words. That is what the Lord does, because this is called Pushyati Iti. He gives so much joy. So first is the Karshayati, attracts. Second I said Krishyati. He cultivates our heart, removing the weeds of negativity, and puts the love seeds so that we get the Brahmananda crop. And third thing is Kushyati. He is embodiment of bliss. Swami says, bliss is my form, right? Love is my form, food is my food, bliss is my food. So he which is Ananda. He's always, and he gives Ananda. That's why even 108 names, what is there? Anandaya Namaha, Anandadaya Namaha. He is the embodiment of bliss, and also he gives us bliss. So that is the three meanings. Karshayati, second, Trishyati, and Pushayati. Pushayati, Kushi. He will give Kushi. For people who are not Kushi, a lot of people, Hindi people know that. Kushi, he makes you happy. So that is the significance of Krishna. So, but here, two important things I want everybody as a spiritual seeker, Swami gave importance to know what relating to Lord Krishna. One is Bhagavata Vahini. Second is Gita Vahini. These both of them so important. Swami himself, because Lord Krishna, he himself wrote the commentaries in those two things. One is Bhagavata Vahini, is the Leelas of the Lord, divine sport. It is so important. Veda Vyasa, he is the one who compiled the Vedas. He wrote 18 Puranas. He wrote Brahma Sutras. With all these things, he was not happy. You just write one thing, you will be happy. But he wrote all that he was not happy. He was agitated, depressed, and unhappy. Then the sage Narada, the divine sage, comes. You did everything. Only one thing you didn't do. You didn't write divine Leelas of the Lord. You better write that. Then he writes this Bhagavatam. That is the significance. Even Veda Vyasa, who is considered as Vishnu Swarupa, he wrote this Bhagavatam for the redemption of humanity. That's why the sage Parikshit was cursed to die in 7 days. At least, but Swami says most of the time you don't get a warning. He was lucky he got a warning in 7 days you will die. Because Swami says the Yama doesn't give you, so you may think you may live till tomorrow, it may not be in the next hour. It could be, you never know. With people giving talk like this, they could talk that the other calamity happened. You never know. So he was given warning, you will die in 7 days with snake bite. What did he do? Most of the people do something else, writing wills and taking care of that. So he said, that's enough. He's a king, he left everything and sat in the sessio, and that time sage Shuka comes. He teaches him Bhagavata. Just 1 week he heard and he got liberated. Just 1 week you will Parayana Bhagavata, he was liberated. That is the power of listening to the glory of the Lord. And what does Swami say about Bhagavata? It gives you Bha, means bhakti, devotion. Ga, it gives you jnanam, it gives knowledge. Va, what does it get? Anybody what is it? Vairagya, it will give you detachment to the worldly things. Bhagavata, what is it? Tattva, that is the real nature, because we are not deluded by this world. It is the reality, Brahma Satyam, Jagan Mithya, the real tattva it gives the eating. Finally, move. Move is mukti, ultimately liberation. It will give you devotion, it will give you knowledge, it will give you detachment, vairagya, and it will make you know the truth, and finally give you liberation itself. That is the power of Bhagavad. So each Leelas, so Swami was talking about the Gopikas Leelas there. Each Leela, whether you take about the Leelas with Potana Leela, or whether it is Kalinga Leela where he jumped and danced and the thing, everything is a lesson. And one Leela I will share about the Indra. Indra, he is the king of gods. But even those people can have a problem of arrogance, so I'm great. So this Vrindavan, they used to celebrate the festival for gods. So they used to do every year for the Indra. That time Lord Krishna wanted to teach him a lesson. No, don't do the Indra. You should do it for a cow or the Govardhana mountain. Because you should be gratitude. That's why Madhu was telling that everybody who should be grateful to, whether who serves in the kitchen, who does in the garden, who have attitude of gratitude. The one who gives us milk, butter, everything is cows. We should be grateful to that. So we should worship the cows. And that Govardhana mountain, that is the one which is protecting us and giving us. So we should worship that. So then this Indra, who was arrogant, he got mad. And what did he do? He got a rain of the stones. He bothered them. But he doesn't know that Lord Krishna, the finger, he lifted. That's why whenever you sing that bhajans, you should remember Govardhana Giridhari. When you think of, oh Lord Krishna with a single finger, little finger that he do that. Then some people, they always have that doubt. This little boy, many people who are faith, they got under, but some people had doubt. My God, this little boy suddenly takes, perhaps we'll all die. So they were hesitating to go. And somebody was joking, I don't know that those days umbrella, somebody went to umbrella took. When somebody thing is there, what can umbrella help? So that people have the doubt. And some people say, no, he needs some help. They were trying to support, help Krishna to lift him. When with the little finger he can do that, that's why human mind, or monkey mind plays. You should have absolute faith. As he said, I will take care of you. Really, he will take care of you. Then Indra learned his lesson. He was humble and he came and surrendered. And everything what God does, there is a lesson. And even this Govardhana Giri mountain, it is a lesson. There is no, in the time of Rama Avatar, when they were building the bridge, some people took the mountain, some people this, everybody brought. But when they were bringing the mountain, by the time bridge is done, so one mountain, it was not used. So it was kept away. So that mountain became very sad. Lord, I was not used in your divine mission. So we should also feel like that whenever we are not used in the divine mission, we should pray to him, please use me, please use me. So he prayed like that. That's mountain. Mountain also has feelings, we should have feelings. Then, okay, this avatar I cannot use you, next avatar I will use you. That is why that mountain became Govardhana Giri, used. So always you should have that longing to be used in the divine mission. Like the story of the sari, Dr. Hislop and the sari, weeping sari, right? It could not be used, it was weeping. So we should always be weeping, longing, cry for God, Lord, please use me in the divine mission. So then you will use. That's why the power of Bhagavatam reading. Next other thing, scripture is Bhagavad Gita. Wonderful dialogue between Lord Krishna and Arjuna. It is for the whole humanity, for eternity. It is a universal message applicable to all nationalities, races, religions, and for all times. That is why it is translated in most languages. And there is why some great, even Western philosopher like Schopenhauer, that this is my breath of my life. So many people got touched because the message is applicable to all times and all places for everyone. And here also we are going to have time to go on Bhagavad Gita. Three important things. In those days, time of Lord Krishna, people used to wear bracelets, silver bracelet. And Lord Krishna had three bracelets he had. This is Swami himself said in 1977 discourse, please read that. So these three bracelets indicate three vows Lord Krishna took for us. Number one, it is in chapter 4, Shloka 8. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkutam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge. Periodically from age to age, I incarnate myself for the upliftment of good people and destruction of the wicked. That's what he said in Rama time. He killed the Ravana and Kumbhakarna and helped Vibhishana. And same thing in Krishna's time, he killed all the demons and redeemed the Gopikas and other people. In this avatar, Swami says he has to kill everybody because the wicked demonic qualities in everybody is there. So instead of that, he came to transform. Paritranaya sadhunam, he came to improve our good qualities. Vinashaya dushkram, he will try to take care of our negative qualities like desire, anger, greed, jealousy, attachment, and pride. These are the demonic qualities. Each one of us has different degree. So we come to remove them and inculcate the divine qualities like truth, right conduct, peace, love, and tolerance. That is the first omelette, first vow he took. Second vow, Ananyas Chintayanto Mam Ye Janah Parivipasate Tesham Nityabhyuktanam Yogakshemam Vahamyam. Chapter 9, Sloka 22. So here it says, whoever thinks about me all the time, one-pointedly, I will take care of their welfare. I will give them what they don't have, and I will try to win. If you don't have a job, we will make you have a job. And if you have a job, you will make sure you will keep it, otherwise you can be fired too. So yoga kshemam vaham, what you don't have, yoga will give you, kshemam you will try to keep it. So that's what it is. And they are also beautifully said, it's not just, it's a big story there, I don't have time for that. It's not just giving, he takes your burden, I carry your burden, he assures that. But you need to completely think about him. But Swami gave a higher meaning. You should ananyas chintayanto means you try to experience only God everywhere. There's nothing but God. The piano is God, this table is God, the carpet is God. It is every, Swami says, kana kanamu, anu anu, kshana kshanamu. That means every atom, every cell, every moment is permeated by God. That is the experience you should have. That is the second assurance. Third one is the most important. It is in chapter 18, Sloka 66. This is Vaishnavas think this is the Charma Shloka. Gita ended there, they think. Even though there are a few more slokas after that, the 66, there are still 5 or 6. They think it has ended. It's so important. Sarva dharman parichedya mamekam sharanam raja ahantva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami madhuja. He assures, first words of the first sentence, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam raja. Only to me alone, you surrender, giving up all other things. Then, just you do that, what will you hear? Ahantva sarva papebhyo. I will get rid of all your sin, I will make you sinless. And then what will happen? You will have bliss. No more shuchi, no more shucha means grief. And mokshayishyami, I will give you liberation itself. That's why everybody wants liberation. Liberation from what? Liberation from bondage and grief. So that we are in bliss. So he assures, if you surrender to me alone, without giving everything else alone, that means you have that one-pointedness, then he will give you the joy and get rid of all our sins and give liberation itself. That is the assurance he has given. So let us remember these 3 vows. That's why he said that the heading was, my devotees will never suffer. They are actually said, Name Bhakta Pranashyati. That is one of the assurances given. My devotees will never. People may say, but I still have pain here, and I have pain and devotee. He said, no, not pain, suffer. So pain is inevitable for everybody. You will get some pain. But suffering is optional. Some people complain, oh my God, what happened? But people, even in pain, they will be bliss. Sri Ramakrishna had throat cancer, he's suffering. But he was in bliss. He didn't do nothing about it. Ramana Maharshi had a big tumor in the back. It didn't bother him. So if you are body conscious, yes, we suffer. Pain is everybody, whether you are a saint, sinner, or whether you are a king or a pauper, everybody will have pain. But suffering is optional. So my devotees won't suffer. That means you are established in divine consciousness, these things won't bother you. You won't suffer. That is the assurance. For that, you should become dear to God, like the Gopikas did. They didn't care for anything. The beautiful story Swami tells about Suguna. There is a Gopika called Suguna. She goes to the house of Nanda to light the lamp. Those days, the tradition. So instead of putting for the lamp, she puts her finger there. And she didn't even know her hand was burning. That means she was so absorbed in the darshan of Lord Krishna, she forgot body consciousness. That is the ultimate. Just you're so much absorbed. Even more than Gopikas who are dearest to Lord Krishna, always you see him in that. Good. That is the dearest, is always, even Gopikas sometimes they are with him, sometimes they are not. He's always at his lips. He was dearest and nearest to Lord Krishna. Why? Swami said, 3 reasons. Because flute is very light, Is it any heavy fluids? Fluid is very light. Similarly, you should have less desires, then you become close to God. More the desires, less luggage, more comfort makes you travel a pleasure. In India or railways, they say, like the less desires. So one is, it is light. Second thing is, it is hollow. So there is nothing. Similarly, we are all with the negative qualities, ego and all that. So get rid of that thing, become hollow, because so that God can play the beautiful melodies through you. And then another thing is, truth is straight, have harmony of thought, word and deed. So let us pray to Swami to bless us so that we become the fruits in His divine hands and be near and dear to His side.
Sai Prema, yet another excellent talk from our very dear Dr. Reddy. We thank you not a billion times, but we should say a quadrillion times. It was very, very, there's always so much to unpack, so many beautiful nuggets and things to think about. And, yes, we must focus on surrendering to the Lord. And time is short. We don't know what our expiration date will be. So time is of the essence. We need to focus on Him. Absolutely. So thank you. We're very grateful. And also to Mrs. Dr. Reddy as well. Both of you are amazing, and thank you for leading our organization. In a couple of short minutes, we're going to wrap up. I just wanted to share with you just a couple items. We mentioned the amazing calendar that the International Sri Satyasai organization keeps, and next week we will have Rosh Hashanah, which is the Jewish New Year. There we are. And it is a time in the Jewish tradition of thinking it's the New Year, so it's a time of repentance and introspection, for which they take about 12 days. They know how to throw a party and do it right. So a very nice New Year's tradition there. So please do join us next week for Rosh Hashanah. Following that, we have Ganesha Chaturthi. And our beautiful Sai Prema Nilayam singers will be doing all Ganesha bhajans. So it will be a very, very nice time to spend with us. With that, I'm going to wrap up. We're going to now go into our closing prayers, and then it's lunch and a food prayer. Jai Sai Ram.